more serious note, I just attended the funeral of Prashant, who I got the pleasure of meeting through the Sikh Activist Network. He performed at When Lines Roar 4, which was a couple years ago, and he performed with his group, Definition Music, and they did an outstanding job. I don't know if most of you know or any of you know about this situation. Prashant was going through some personal distraught. Like, he wasn't really, I guess, expressing it to others.
He was the type of person that would always take care of other people, and he just didn't really do that for himself.
I mean, that's what a lot of his friends and family were saying, that it's just, you know, he was always caring about others and always questioning and challenging what's wrong with the world and what's with all the injustice. And it's so sad to see that
he internalized everybody else's pain.
Exactly. And now there's almost an injustice that's been done to him. I will put the link in the description below where you can read more about the story. He ended up stabbing himself 7 times at home. He didn't end up telling anyone until about an hour later. He told his dad that he didn't trust himself.
He needed to go to the hospital.
He ended up going to the hospital. I believe it was Brampton Civic Hospital. He was supposed to be on suicide watch, at least for 24 hours. And unfortunately, I guess he wasn't being watched and he wasn't getting the service or care,
attention he needed.
Yeah, and the attention that he needed, and he ended up committing suicide by hanging himself. I guess for me, it's a personal topic because, or why it touches me, is I think a lot of people don't realize that youth these days need attention, need to take care of themselves. Mental illness and health is not something to joke about or like something to take lightly. When someone's asking for help or someone's saying, hey, I need this attention, you know, it's not about, oh, that person's just looking for attention or that person is just emotional right now. You know, going through depression, going through anxiety, having things like ADHD, you know, having things like OCD, like these are real problems. You know, having anger issues, these are all things that are internalized and we don't know how to express it because people are often telling us to move on or telling us that, you know, things will get better instead of actually trying to console and heal and deal with this trauma that we're going with. We don't know exactly why, like, you know, we go through certain things, and I think if, you know, youth got the attention that they deserved, whether it being through school, you know, having counselors that are actually there to not talk about just your future, but talking about what's wrong with
how you feel, all of that
how
stuff.
You feel, what's going on with you, what's happening presently, what's going on now.
The problem is not physical. If you can't see the problem, people just think it doesn't exist.
Exactly. It sucks because it's like that's when people think, oh, okay, well, you know, it'll just get better or it'll just go away.
It's just a phase.
It's just a phase.
It's not a phase. It's a sickness that needs attention.
I actually was going to go into psychology for this exact reason because I think there's not enough attention towards the youth. There's not enough attention for them to feel like they can actually talk to someone. And, you know, I feel like I've gone through that when I was younger. Throughout high school I had that issue as well, and I feel like a lot of people don't, you know, get to express that. Whenever I go downtown, I always end up seeing people on the streets that are often ignored. A lot of people don't even pay attention to them, and a lot of them are obviously going through mental illness, and they just want love. They just want attention. They just want a smile. I often end up talking to a lot of these people. I actually wrote something like this on my blog about a situation that I was in, and a woman that I met, just me standing there just listening to her. She came up to me. She's like, hey, listen, I'm not asking for any change. I just want someone to listen to me. You know, she told me her story, and I feel like that's all what people want to do. They just want to talk. And if they get ignored or something in their life, you know, where people shut them out or didn't allow them to speak or use their voices, a lot of those people end up feeling like they can't express themselves, and they feel like they can't open up and heal themselves. And the best way of healing is literally just talking, having someone to connect with. Going forward, just be kind to one another. Just, you know, talk to strangers. It's not such a bad thing. I know that's been something that we've been taught. My best experiences is that, and most memorable experience is that me talking to strangers and just the random things that we've talked about, and, you know, just about life and philosophy and ideology and like just all these different experiences.
Like walk down the street and smile.
Smile at the next person that you see, and I'm telling you, it will make their day. And even if they don't smile at you back, don't think, hey, that person didn't smile at me back. No, you know, that person probably didn't understand it because they never experienced that before.
It's so odd because I feel like we've been put on this world to give so much love, but in the process of it, we've forgotten how to love so much that when somebody expresses that, somebody smiles at you, you're almost so confused by it.
Yeah, and someone's kind to them, they just want to look for reasons. Why are they being kind to me?
Exactly.
Just take it genuinely, and trust me, when you think of things in a more positive way, in a more positive light, things will look different. You'll feel better about yourself, and not only about yourself, but the people around you.
Because at the end of the day, nothing really matters.
Nothing really, honestly, like when this kind of stuff happens, nothing really matters.
All that matters is love and happiness, really. Nothing else. Doesn't your career, the grades at school,
you know, social
media. None of that, it's all fake. It doesn't exist. All that matters is humans and love, and we have to preserve that, and that's what we have to get back to.
Because when I'm with people, I always show them all my attention. I want to give them all my attention and all my love, and those are just the little things, you know. Just pay attention to the people you're with, so you don't have to, when their time is up, you don't feel like, oh, I didn't spend enough time with them, or you know, I wish I could have done this differently or that differently.
Because you never know.
You never know when it's your time. Just one last thing. I just want to make sure that, you know, if you are going through something like this, or if you know someone that is going through this, do not feel ashamed to talk to someone about it. Seeking professional help is there for a reason, you know, like going and talking to a psychologist or a psychiatrist or a therapist, all these things, you know, going to workshops, going to classes that will help you, you know, go on a different path or in a better path.
It's a treatment. It's not something to be ashamed of.
Exactly. And it's a way to heal. And I think people are so afraid of that. And a lot of it, especially in our community, a lot of people are ashamed. Take that challenge instead of going down a different route, which, you know, we end up going to a dark place and not getting any help for it. I think that's one thing I really, really would recommend. I think that's so amazing, and seeing that confidence in someone to go through that and do that, and like seeing that they want to help themselves and better themselves, that's the first step.